Right, bear with me. Yay! I am live. Right, sorry about that. Technical difficulties. I am live. I am with you. Welcome to the Digital Marketing Corner. My name is Natalia Nicholson and I'm so happy to be here with you. A little bit of technical difficulties there. So if you can see me in the background on my screen, apologies, but lovely to have you here. Happy Wednesday, everybody. So today we're going to be looking at build a funnel in a nutshell. So a funnel is generally also known as a customer journey. So a sales funnel and a digital sales funnel at that is all about figuring out how to make your audience aware of you, how to get them to consider you, how to actually get their details so you've got leads, and how you then convert those leads into sales and keep upselling. It's a journey you're going to take your customers on, and it's very, very strategic. Without thinking about each step in great detail, it's going to be very, very hard for you to be able to connect with people, get them to trust you and buy online. So a very, very warm welcome. For those of you that have just come on board, my name is Natalia Nicholson. This is the Digital Marketing Corner, and I just want to take the next 5 minutes for you to get comfortable. So make sure you get a pen and paper. Make sure you've got a glass of water if you need a coffee. It's the evening, maybe something stronger, I don't know. Um, but yeah, please do get yourself ready. And for those of you that are here already, it's always nice to know that I'm not out here by myself. It'll be great for you to introduce yourselves in the chat. It just means that others know, who you are, what you do. I know, because it makes it super useful, because I can draw on, what people's businesses are when I'm actually delivering as examples, which will help you in turn as well. So please do put in the chat your name, where you're from, and what your business is or what you would like it to be. I'm just going to go into present mode so you can't see all my slides. There you go. Yeah, please do let me know. Let me know you're here. Even if you just put an emoji to let me know how you're feeling, what's your internal weather today. Okay. With me today, it's also we have Princess, our community manager. She will be here with us, so answering any of your questions. So as I'm delivering, please feel free to ask as many questions as you want. So many of you are here because you've been doing the 5-day challenge. Some of you might have done the 5-day challenge some time ago. Some of you might just have done it. Some of you might have started it and not necessarily finished it. And the 5-day challenge is very much going through the 8 stages of the customer journey and really thinking, how will I make my audience aware of me? How will I engage with my audience? How will I get them to subscribe from me? How will I convert them? How will I excite them? How will I take them up ascension ladder and keep upselling them? How do I get them to become my brand ambassadors and bring more people into my sales funnel? How do I set up an affiliate, a franchise where people are paying me a commission to sell my product or service on my behalf? What does my exit strategy look like? It's really, really important in the beginning. You're very clear what goal your business is going to satisfy in your life. Do you want a business because you want to be financially free? Do you have a big why and you want to help each other and you want to make a change? There are so many different reasons of why people want a business, but it's very important that you are clear about your goals. So you're always making decisions in your business geared towards a goal, working towards a goal. That is how we manifest. That's how we've got clear focus and we can devise a plan of where we're going. The minute we get shiny object syndrome and we're trying to do loads of different things at the same time, we're just shooting in the dark, hoping that, income will just come from somewhere. That's when it starts to go wrong and it's really easy to get demotivated. So with that said, we're going to get started because we're a little bit after 7 and we're together for an hour and I don't want to waste a minute because there's a lot of information. So again, if you haven't put your name in the chat box, where you're from, what your business is, please do. Please put it in there so others can see. And as you start putting those comments in, Princess, let me know, where our viewers are calling in from today, where they're located, what their business is, because it'd be great just to get to know you. So I'm not just out here talking to the hemispheres. But with that said, let's get started. Okay, so we're going to be looking at digital sales funnels today, and women in digital business is very much a community. It's specifically for underrepresented women, specifically for women of color, specifically. We do most of our marketing and targeting in Africa as well as the UK. So, welcome to wherever you are in the globe. So, some of you might know who I am, some of you may not. So, my name is Natalia Nicholson, and I've been around for a while. I have been in e-commerce now since 2003, so well over 2 decades. I've worked with Google on the digital garage program where I helped upskill businesses digitally. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I've started many businesses, sold them, failed at some of them in my early days. I'm also the founder of N&N Gifts. I run my own e-commerce store, and most importantly, I am the founder and CEO of Women in Digital Business, a community for women that really helps you get perspective and helps you put together a plan that will get you from point A to point B. Growing is all down to growth strategy. It's all about being very intentional. It's all about having a documented strategy that's for you, not the bank manager, not an educational institution, a plan that is for you that you can follow. It's about understanding the tools and tactics that you're going to use in this technological world. Okay, and it's all about digital analysis. It's all about data. It's all about making sure you're scoring what you're doing so you can figure out what's going right, what's going wrong, and where to tweak things. So I've been found in numerous places. Google, Lloyds TSB Banking I've worked with, BT, British Telecom, teaching businesses how to build apps, Barking Enterprise Centre, which is a part of a London borough. There are many, 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 many projects that I've worked on, and I've worked with businesses as well as taking the pains and hard hits myself. So I promise you, you are in safe hands. And although it might seem like, oh, Natalia, you're doing well, it wasn't always like that. Coming up to 20 years ago is when I first quit my job, after only working for a few years after university, and I made countless of mistakes. I really struggled to get sales. I struggled to build a sales funnel, and that's why I'm running this workshop today. I struggled to convert, and I struggled to develop marketing channels. I was chasing my tail for years and years and years. And it wasn't until 6 years ago I learned how to develop a growth plan. Growth planning is so important, and this is what really changed things for me. It's about figuring out, where am I at this moment? Even if you're at zero, you're at nothing, where am I? Are you getting any momentum or leads? Are you actually getting the sales but can't sell? Actually can't scale. Sorry. It's about really analyzing where you are in this moment. It's about identifying those half-built bridges that keep you stuck. What do I mean by half-built bridges? Who here finds that, 1 minute they're thinking, oh, I need a YouTube channel because you've read something or you've seen something somewhere or you're following someone that says the best way for you to get traffic and the best way for you to get prospects for free is YouTube. YouTube's the new way. Next thing you know, you're on YouTube. Then it's a podcast. Podcasts are fantastic. If you keep putting them out, they bring you, the leads and the sales that you need. Then it's reels. We need to start creating reels on TikTok, on Instagram. We need to be more out there with our content, be doing more video. And by the time you know it, you're just doing loads of different things in this bid and this quest to figure out how to open up the gates of sales and be able to reach your dreams. The problem with that is you're constantly starting something and you're never finishing it. So whether it's a community or whether it's a business idea that you've got, and then us entrepreneurs, we want to start 10 businesses at the same time because we think, you know what, it will come in from one of them. No, all you're doing now is spreading yourself thin. Now what you've got is a whole load of half-built bridges that keep you stuck. If any of you have read the book Think Rich, Grow Rich, there's a part in there that talks about a man that's digging and digging and digging, and he's literally 3 steps from gold, but he gets fed up of doing it and keeps searching around everywhere around him, but he's not concentrating on that one path, so he ends up selling, and actually he was 3 steps away from finding oil. It was an oil rig, this example in the story. So identify your half-built bridges. You want to just stay focused on a path, not create many different paths that are never completed, and you never know what they're really going to bring you because you're too busy swapping and changing and suffering from SOS, shiny object syndrome, which every entrepreneur suffers from. I had to figure out how to really optimize my marketing efforts for results. Like, what does digital marketing mean? How am I even connecting with my audience? Are they just seeing me as someone that's just posting sales messages in groups, or buy, 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 it's my business, support me, support our own buy? There has to be a reason. You have to figure out what makes your product viable. You have to figure out, okay, what is it about my product or service that there's a specific, distinct need for it for the target audience that I've picked. Okay, you have to be able to validate that. It's really, really important, because you've got to be able to create campaigns and a funnel that really connects with your audience, that makes them think and feel, I cannot live without the product or service that you're offering. It wasn't until I learned how to audit my assets and find ways to work for them. Like, why am I writing this content? Why am I filming this content? Why have I got this website? Why do I have a membership site? All the assets, all the automation, all the things we do on social media. If you're selling a digital product, putting it together. If you're selling a physical product, actually making that and bringing it to market. What assets do you have? And find ways to work with them, because otherwise you're constantly throwing money away, thinking that some idea, some person, some program, someone that you think is successful telling you to do it their way, and you haven't got your own way. It's what's going to bring you what you want. Okay. Building a future bulletproof funnel. It's really important. We saw what happened in the pandemic for many, many businesses. What you want to do is make sure you've got that product life cycle going, so you're not in maturity stage. And if something happens as a pest factor, pest means political, economical, social, and technological happens, you're not just thrown out the game. It's making sure that your business is built for generational wealth and is something that you can actually pass on to your children. These are all things that I didn't understand about growth planning until 6 years ago. And that's when things really started to turn around for me. And it started with really understanding how to build out that sales funnel, which is what we're going to be looking at today. Okay. So the growth plan really helped me become, a recognised person and name within the underrepresented women working in diversity, technology and digital marketing. The growth plan has assisted me in being a consultant for Google, for being an I'm Remarkable Gold Tier facilitator, and really getting underrepresented groups to understand their voice is important, and it's important that we speak out and we stand up about how great we are. Okay. It's helped me become a certified partner with Digital Marketeer, a dynamic coach, and it's helped me build a massive following on social media and build a community online. So growth planning is what makes every business and person successful. It's not down to just me. It's not something I've come up with. These are what the big brands do. But people like us, people like me and you, are not aware of this. And when you don't know, you don't know. But when you know, you know. So that's who we are. So Women in Digital Business, we empower underrepresented women, especially those from Africa, to really build 6 or 7 figures digital businesses through a strategic marketing system. There is no one size fits all. So with that said, let's get started. I'm happy that we've got people here from London, my hometown. We've got people here from Canada, Zimbabwe, and Nigeria. Welcome, 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 welcome you all. If you've just recently logged on, please do introduce yourself into the chat. Say where you're from, what you do in your business. Tell me your dream, tell me your goal. And what I always aim to do is Digital Marketing Corner, and it's going to be brought to you every week. So every week on a Wednesday at 7 o'clock, make sure you tune in on YouTube, because what we're going to do is really hit home on some topics that is going to make a difference. My job as your trainer and facilitator is to make sure that you walk away with nuggets that matter. You walk away with nuggets that are going to make a difference. So let's really get stuck in. So what are we going to cover today? Today, we are going to cover what is a marketing funnel, and we're going to look at the 8 steps of you creating your own funnel. please make sure that you've got a notepad. This recording will come up, so you'll be able to come back and go back through this again. This is a really valuable workshop, everyone. It's a great one to start off with, us now going weekly rather than monthly. So I want you to literally build out a framework of a marketing funnel here with me today. So let's get ready. So what is a marketing funnel? So, according to the legendary marketeer Jay Abraham's strategy on business growth, there are only 3 ways that you can grow a business. And if anybody hasn't got Jay Abraham's book on, it's usually sitting right on my desk, and it's not there today. But if anybody hasn't got Jay Abraham's book on being able to grow everything that you've got, sometimes we're always looking for something that we've got to somehow pay for, and we think that's what's stopping us. That is not what's stopping you. Okay, that's not what's stopping you at all. So check out Jay Abraham's books, please do. So there are 3 ways that you can grow your business. It's to increase the number of customers, increase the average transaction value per customer, or increase the number of transactions per customer in order to make these things happen. In order to make these things happen, you need a funnel. You need a sales funnel. In this day and age, you need a digital sales funnel. So sales funnels help you grow your business. It makes you look at, how can I increase the number of customers I've got? How do I increase the average transaction value per customer? Fast food's great at this. Can I upsell you to a large meal, please? Okay, how do I increase the number of transactions per customer? We have seen a dramatic increase in subscription businesses over the last few years. That's increasing transactions because what you're purchasing is automatically on a subscription. Without looking at these 3 areas, you will always leave money on the table. So what is a funnel? A marketing funnel is the intentional path you take your prospect through as you go from unaware prospect to happy customers. Okay, it's about figuring out literally, how do I make a customer aware of me? How do I engage with them, get them to consider me? How do I get their details and be able to keep speaking to them and keep communication lines open? And how do I then convert them into a sale? How do I keep them that excited that they keep being upsold and they buy other products and services? And how do I get them to get reviews from them to encourage other people to buy from me or become a part of my community or be a lead? And then go right back through the funnel again. So a funnel essentially is the customer journey. It's the journey and the steps that you are going to take your customer through intentionally. Okay? Intentional is the key word here. This is not you leaving anything to chance or anything to risk. Okay? It's about being intentional so you get predictable sales. You're not just burning through cash. You're not just wandering in the dark thinking, let me try this, let me try that. I pray I'm just going to, blow up one day. It doesn't quite work like that. You have to be very strategic. There's an art. Entrepreneurialism isn't for everyone, and business is an art and it's a science. Okay? So we have to be very intentional. So next, we're going to look at the 8 steps to build your sales funnel. Okay, what are those 8 steps? So here are the 8 steps that you'll need to create a stellar funnel. You're going to need to determine your product and your market fit. And, ladies and gentlemen, we have a loud phone in the background that needs to be turned off. Apologies about that. So what you need to do is determine a product and market fit. What do I mean by that? It's called a value proposition. Okay, it's really key that you are able to make sure that your product has got value for your target audience and it fits into the right market. So you need to be solving a problem. You need to be providing a solution. Your audience should have a pain and a challenge around your market or your service, and your market or service solves that problem. It takes away that pain. It takes away the challenges that your audience got. So it needs to have a correct market fit. Without this, you could launch your business, and this could be the very reason why you're constantly chasing and not getting the sales that you want, because your product is not married to your audience and the market fit is not there. And this is all built around your brand as well. So building a brand and building a product on weak foundation. And I can speak from experience on this because this is what I did with my candle range business. And I had to keep going back to correct things. Finally, the floodgates did open, but the foundation, I didn't understand my project. project. I didn't understand my product, sorry, in relation to what challenge, pain point, or problem that my audience had. There was a mismatch. And that meant that I wasn't making that many sales for many years before that business took off. Okay, you need to choose a traffic source. You make people aware of you in this digital age, and traffic has to come from somewhere. That traffic then turns into leads. So no one can ever have a traffic problem, because, to be frank, you can pay for traffic, whether that's SEO, social media marketing. There's paid traffic. Okay, which means you can drive traffic to your funnel, meaning you're constantly driving traffic, turning that traffic into leads, turning those leads into conversion. Then you've got profit. Boom, you've got a viable business. So you have to have traffic. You don't have to pay for it. You've got paid traffic, you've got borrowed traffic. Okay, and we're going to go into a little bit more depth about all of these as well. Borrowed traffic is you doing some type of partnership with somebody else, another community, and you might run a workshop in there. They might invite you as a guest, and you point them to your funnel, which means you're borrowing it. Okay, so you've got borrowed traffic as well. But we're going to go through all the sources as we go through. Okay, you need to offer a lead magnet. A lead magnet, some call it an ethical bribe. I don't really like that terminology, but a lead magnet is something of great value that your audience, can't wait to sign up for. And it now means that you've got their details. You've got their email address, or you can contact them on Messenger, WhatsApp, and it means that you've got a constant line of communication to keep going, I'm here, I'm here. You need to do that, because not every time you're selling is your prospect ready to buy. It's about offering an entry point offer. An entry point offer is a product or service of small value that doesn't make your prospect hesitate to take their credit or debit card out to build trust and buy more from you. The core product or service, that's the core thing that you sell. The profit maximizer is something that you might add to that product or service to make it high ticket or high end or premium or deluxe. And it's that profit maximizer that brings more of that revenue in. Okay. Building a landing page. A landing page is very different to a website. A website is your shop front. It tells you everything that you do. A landing page is very, very, very specific in terms of offering you one thing that's going to lead to many others. The landing pages are a great way. They're almost like a segue to take your prospect from one step to the next step of the sales funnel without them feeling sold to, because the landing page is informative, it's explanatory, and it will take them to the next step of the funnel. So you feel like you're being guided rather than being buy from me. Okay, and then creating that return path of making sure they come back to keep buying from you. Okay, so let's look at step one: determine your product and your market fit in a little bit more detail. So you need to know your customer in order to effectively market to them. So start by asking these questions to better understand your product market fit. Who is my ideal customer? Okay. What are their demographics, interests, core values, day-to-day lifestyle? What time do they leave the house? Are they an introvert? Are they an extrovert? Are they family orientated? Are they in their heyday and going partying all the time? Are they vegan? Do they care about sustainability? You want the psychometrics, not just the demographics of, age, income, what level of education. You really want to get to know them personally, because your job selling online, as you start to really get into digital marketing and understand, especially those of you that are in developing countries, you've got huge opportunity for the fact that you can sell to anyone, anywhere. But you need to get to know them psychologically. You have to, because your job is to be able to connect with your prospect or your ideal customer through a smartphone, through a laptop, through a tablet. To do that, you're going to have to be more human to human. You can't just churn content out without giving a care and understanding exactly who your ideal customer is, and are you actually helping them? Are you connecting with them? Is it actually doing what you need it to do to get your prospect from one stage of another in that sales funnel? Okay, so who is your ideal customer? And these are questions that you can come back to and you can answer in more depth. As we go through it, though, I want you not to overthink and just write it down off the top of your head. What are my customers' frustration and pain points? What are their problems that your customers face every day? What's getting in the way of their success in relation to what you offer? Okay. What is my customer's desired after state? What do I mean by that? So let's say you have a problem. Let's say you have a problem in being able to find, right, diet products always the best, in able to find a diet product that actually works for you, that's going to get you to lose weight. Your after state is what you look like when you've lost that weight. So you're now feeling more confident, you're now feeling more sexy, you feel like you can meet someone or get your new job because you feel so great about yourself. Okay, the product being sold was to help you lose weight, not to help you get a job. Understand? So you've got benefits and you've got features, and you want to focus more on the benefits. Like, what's the after state? What does it mean to solve the problem or challenge that you've got in your customers got in their life with your product or service? What does their life look like once they've used it and achieved what they need to achieve? What does their life look like? Okay. And how does your product or service help transition customers away from their problems and towards their success? And sometimes those of us that are in business to business find it quite difficult to really understand and relate to this. Make sure that you join our Facebook group where you can openly ask questions and I'll answer them. And make sure you keep turning up to these digital marketing corners and you're asking questions. Okay, you have me for an hour, and we've got a June special where you have me for an hour every week. Come prepared and come to make sure that you're asking questions. That's what this community is about. Okay, so by product market fit, that's what we mean. What's your ideal customer? What are my customers' frustration and pain points? What is my customer's desired after state? How does my product help transition customers away from their problems and towards their success? And like I said, this recording will go live on YouTube. So if needs be, you can come back and go through this training. So next, you need to choose a traffic source. So now that you've achieved the product and market fit, your next step is to figure out how to reach that market and get them to your website or a landing page. So no one has a traffic problem, like I said, because you can always buy traffic. You can buy email addresses, even though that is a very ancient way of doing things and not the most reliable, but you can still buy email marketing lists, or like I said, you could piggyback off somebody else's list, which is borrowed traffic. Okay. Social advertising, so Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok, you can do social media advertising. You've got search and display advertising, so using search engines. So especially if somebody is looking for your product or service, search and display advertising is absolutely fantastic. Content marketing, this is now organic traffic, churning out content, writing blogs, getting a following, getting engagement. You're now seen as an authority, which means that now you can push that traffic that's now reading your blogs or your vlogs and push them into your funnel. There's also organic social media. Okay, so organic is not where you're paying, but again, you're churning out a lot of content. And then you've got search engine optimization, which is more of a slower game of making sure that you come up on page one without actually having to bid for the keywords, or you are actually paying for the keywords and you're doing paid Google ads. Okay, search and display is like you've got display banners. Who's noticed that you might look for a pair of shoes and dress, and then for the rest of the day it keeps coming up in banner ads chasing you around the internet? Okay, so those are your main traffic sources. And like I said, they can be, you can buy traffic, you can borrow traffic, or you can create organic traffic by doing things like organic SEO and content marketing. So there are tons of places to find or buy traffic, but let's keep these things in mind when choosing your traffic source. So choose a traffic source that's the best place to reach your customers. Think about, where does your customers hang out? This is in the 5-day challenge. Okay, so chances are your customers play favorites. So do your research and see what platforms your customers are on the most. I've got social media accounts with TikTok, with, Twitter, with Reddit, with Discord. But the two platforms that I go on the most are LinkedIn and Instagram. So think about, where does your potential customers hang out? What platforms are their favorites? and then master one traffic source before you decide to use multiple. You're one person, and even if some of you have got a small team, it's a lot of resource to just be keep pumping out loads of content again across multiple platforms. So start with one traffic source. Buying traffic is about getting people into your funnel. Let's be clear about that. So jumping around to a bunch of different sources will only make it take longer to actually acquire your customers. Back to half-built bridges again. If you're going to do something, you keep doing it and you figure out what's not going right. And we are in the digital world, so you can use data to find out what's not going right. What do I need to change? And you change it and you tweak it and you master on one. Then you go to the next. If you keep changing when you don't get the results, you're only ever going to be trying and you will not break out of that hamster wheel. So the next thing you want to do is create a lead magnet. So now you've decided on a traffic source, it's time to start increasing the number of customers you have. So a lead magnet is an irresistible bribe that gives a specific chunk of value to a prospect in exchange for their contact information, like an email address. Here in the UK, because of GDPR, I used to do a lot of stuff on ManyChat Messenger, and that's stopped now. Very disappointing. We used to get absolutely amazing results, but that's stopped now because you can't retarget anybody. Okay, once you might have done advertising on Messenger, you can't then reach out to that lead. It can only be if it's not sales orientated, which means they would have had to have been a customer anyway. But in other countries, that's not the case with Messenger. If you were based in Canada, I know there's someone for Canada, Messenger could be great, because the great thing about Messenger and WhatsApp and text is that if someone sees a message, you react quite quickly, whereas email is a lot slower. However, email is not dead. It's still very much alive. You're focusing, the thing you should be focusing on is making sure you're getting your leads in volume. And as long as you're converting at 1% into sales, the only way's up. Anything below 1%, something's gone wrong and it's not working. Okay, so a general rule of marketing rule of thumb is we want to convert at 1% from the leads that you're getting in. And obviously there's many CRM systems out there that will hold all your email addresses, so you can send newsletters, you can do upsells. And really, when you're sending out any email marketing, what you want to do is make sure that you're giving away value. And look out for the workshop that I'll be running on email marketing, because it's key. You should always be collecting an email or a mobile number, or both, or cell number as some of us call it. So a lead magnet is something of great value that gives the prospects a chance to sample you and want to be able to buy from you after that, but it has to be irresistible. So it could be an ebook, it could be a webinar, it could be a white paper, it could be something free that they get through the post. It all depends on the model of your business. So make sure you keep this in mind when you're creating your own lead magnet. Make sure your lead magnet provides a quick win. You want your customer to find tremendous value in the content. You really want to make it specific, okay? Solving a specific offer for a specific section of the marketing ensures that the leads you generate are high quality. So I always like to go above and above when it comes to lead magnets. I like to really make sure that I give people amazing value, because it gives them a chance to try you. It gives them a chance to trust you. Know, like, and trust. Okay? Once you do that, it makes it so much more easier to bring that prospect over the line and actually convert into an actual sale. So what are we going to do next? Next, it's about an entry point offer. So I always think of the entry point offer as a bit like going on a date. Your job is to build human-to-human relationships through technology. Okay, so it's really important that within the steps, it's almost like a new relationship in a marriage. So I like to think as a lead magnet as asking someone for their number. Your entry point offer is going out for dinner, for example. This is the main thing that you offer. This is where, we're really warming up. Okay, you want to convert this into cha-ching. We want to convert into money. And an entry point offer is great because it's something of low end. So the entry point offer is usually an irresistible, super low ticket offer. So usually between $1 and $20. This really gets your customers' foot in the door with a purchase. So there are a ton of different types of entry point offers. It might be physical products. So I used to sell candles. So it could be the candle lighter with a really tiny candle. You get to sample our candles and our wax, and you get the extra added bonus of the lighter to actually light the candle without burning your fingers off. It could be books. It could be steeply discounted initial services. Maybe off their first purchase, they get a whopping 50%. All depends on your business model. But it has to be irresistible because of the low cost. So sometimes some businesses will make the cost of their entry point offer even lower than break even and set it at a loss, because what they then make back from the continuation of buying and being upsold to that core offer. This is the entry point offer. So it needs to be irresistible. By starting off generous and providing immense value, it sets the relationship with your customer on the right foot. As you work with me and you get to know me, you'll understand that I'm very in tune with the laws of life. And this is the law of reciprocation. If you give generously, you get back generously. And it's just the rule of the world. So step 5 is now the core offer. Okay, this is the core offer. That you're being offered. This is moving in. This is 28th mini anniversary. We're getting really far. This is like, I can see myself walking down the aisle with you. You really want to offer a core offer afterwards. So as long as you over deliver and provide immense value with your lead magnet and your entry point offer, your customers will be highly interested in purchasing your core offer. So now it's time for you to present your core offer. Some of you might be thinking, but I don't have an entry point offer. I've only got one product. Some people will introduce an entry point product. You might feel for your business model, I don't need an entry point product. There's no one size fits all for this. But you might want to think of, if you haven't got an entry point offer, you might think about creating one. You might not. But that first purchase, you do want to give something amazing that just gets someone to take that credit or debit card out, because the more you build trust is the more your prospect will actually pay and keep buying from you. Okay, so you don't always have to keep all the profit. By reinvesting some of your sales back into your traffic purchases will allow you to buy more traffic, which means more customers down the line. So what can happen for many businesses, for the entry point offer and the core offer, a percentage of it gets taken out and reinvested back into the marketing. It's called liquidating your marketing. So you've got that marketing there all the time to keep pushing traffic into your funnel, because the idea of the funnel is to get leads in there and then convert those leads into sales, which mean profit. And again, it's a very intentional stages of how you're going to get your prospect from one step to another. So it's important you're always generating the traffic into it. If the traffic slows down, the leads slow down. If the leads slow down, the sales slow down, which means there's no profit. And that's what we want to get. We want to get that funnel well oiled and going. So your core offer should still be valuable. You've already over delivered with your initial offers, so make sure your core offer does that as well. It just means, as a brand, as a business, your customer and your prospects really going to value you. Okay, so step 6, what's next? The profit maximizer. This is like, oh my gosh, will you marry me? This is the high ticket, the big one. You can't go any further. Okay, in there. So the profit maximizer are higher price purchases that increase the average transaction value. Remember, we said at the beginning, you have to be able to try and increase the average transaction value, not to leave money on the table. Well, this is it. So all of these offers are just different ways you can increase the customer's experience, thus increase their lifetime value. So, I sell candles. That profit maximizer is having candles accessories, or a whole bumper, hamper, or massive gift box that you could buy for someone for a special occasion. They're add-ons. So whether I'm making a hamper and a gift, whether I'm putting other products go with my candles that you would need with candles, like being able to light them, store them, put lids on them so they don't get dust, etc., etc. It's maximizing the profit of me being able to upsell. We see it all the time. You booked a brunch, rather than having wine, why not upgrade and get Prosecco? Why not upgrade and then get champagne? You're just adding on different services and adding on different products to be able to maximize the profit, to be able to put the price up by offering an experience. You see many businesses that do this. So forms of a profit maximizer could be immediate upsells, just like the fast food industries. Would you like fries with that? That's immediate. You've got cross sales. Amazon does this brilliantly. Customers that bought this, bought that. So think frequently bought together suggestions, Amazon. Premium subscriptions, people pay extra perks for early access. Events do this really, really well. Join up for our membership for the year and you'll have an early access one day before tickets go on general sale or release. So start to notice the businesses that do this, especially when you're looking at your competition. Looking at competition is really, really important for where you're going to place yourself within your market sector. So step 7 is now all about creating a landing page. Okay. So you've got all your offers in order now. So it's time to make a place for customers to learn all about them. And the landing page is a web page where all the essential information about your specific offer lives. So it's where you point your customers to using ads and links. So you might have a fashion business and you sell women clothing. Your landing page could be specifically about maxi dresses because it's summer and this is the time where everyone's going to be wearing maxi dresses. So now it could be, a maxi dress that you buy with a belt, some earrings and accessories, your profit maximizer, which means you can go out, you can wear this outfit for work, after work, going to a party, going somewhere dressed up. It's got all different ways that you could wear it with all the different accessories that you buy it with. So the landing page is very specific. I'm now, selling maxi dresses with accessories, where the website would have every item that you're going to be selling. It's like your catalog. A landing page is specific, because it might be your summer campaign, and within your summer campaign you're selling specific things that are best sellers, and like I said, it could be maxi dresses. That's the analogy that I'm using today. So that's what a landing page is. And landing pages are really useful because you might have an ad on Facebook and Instagram advertising maxi dresses for, specific events that are coming out, being out in the summer. From that advert, it then goes to a landing pages about what you're going to buy. From there, they then, you might have a landing page, an opt-in form that says, let us have your name, your email address and cell number, and we'll send you 40% off your first order. The fact that they've had to type that in and you're going to email it to them, what have you got? You got their email address to keep marketing to them. Okay, so landing pages are like a segue that will take your prospect from one step of the sales funnel to another stage of it, giving good reason of following instructions and not feeling sold to. Okay, so elements on an ideal landing page are as the following. You want a really great headline. Use a headline, make sure you always have the name of your offer as inspiration for your landing page headline. And it doesn't matter what you're doing, any content that you pull out, you always have to have a great attention headline. We scroll. Do you know we scroll on average for nearly 3 miles a day? So when you're scrolling that amount, what's actually going to get you to stop? An image of your offer. People are very visual in this day and age. They love seeing a product before they buy it, or a review, some type of video testimonial, really important. And videos work really well on landing pages where you can really capture the culture, what's being offered. You can highlight the problem. If you're good on camera, I would definitely suggest that you have not just an image, but maybe a video. And it all depends on all your businesses and your audience and how they prefer the format of information. You want privacy policies and terms of services. Trust is a big thing when you're selling online. If no one's met you before, people could feel like you're defrauding them. They're using their card details. Online security is a huge thing in this day and age. So making sure you've got privacy policies, terms and services, FAQs. I don't want to see any Gmail or Yahoo accounts. You want to make sure that you've created landing pages that people can trust, that are authentic, and they feel like they can use their card details with you and nothing bad's going to happen. Below the folding opt-in form, if your landing page is a longer, so landing pages can be a long sales page that gets people excited. Someone that might be making a big decision, it's got a lot of information in there, so they don't have to go researching because all the information's there. Because usually when a prospect's been made aware of you, if they're interested in you, they will start researching. And your job in the engagement stage is to produce content that creates any objections to sales they've got. You're answering it in the content. Okay, so you've got longer landing pages, but then sometimes you've got shorter landing pages. Maybe you just want to give a massive discount that's such a no-brainer that you just put an email address in, Bob's your uncle, maybe it's only going to last for 3 days. All depends on your campaign, but you've got short landing pages and long landing pages. And, you want to include a longer sales page, landing page, opt-in forms. So you want to see on the page all throughout it where you opt in. The user experience is really important. So below the fold, meaning before the page folds and doesn't go down anymore, you want someone to see the opt-in form so they understand they'll be opted into something. And then you can have it again as you scroll down the page. So just be aware of that. These are the things that can make the difference between converting and not converting. You really want compelling copy. If you're going to survive with finding customers online and growing your business, you will have to learn how to copyright, or at least be able to say that's bad copy and that's good copy. So you really want to write compelling copy, explain the benefits and the value that your prospect will get. Use copywriting to show them how your offer will get them one step closer to their desired after state. We spoke about after state. Where will your prospect be once they've used your product? What does their life look like? Not about the product. What benefit is it giving to them that is life changing? So for more complex offers, you usually need more copy. So copywriting is really key because that's how you're going to connect and create that human to human experience. Let me know, everyone, if you're keeping up with me, and let me know if you've got any questions. Princess will drop them to me and I'll answer them. But I will take all the questions. I'll answer them all at the end. But if you want to start asking questions from now, please do drop it in the chat. Okay? So you've got landing pages and we've got upsell pages. So once your customer makes a purchase, it's a great idea to immediately afterwards upsell them. So on the back end of your landing pages, for people who purchase, you might show them an upsell page. So this might look like many different things. So they've got a landing page, they've bought from you. On the thank you for purchasing or thank you for opting in, either or. You can now see your funnels page. You can have very, very many different steps. It could be, people use social media primarily for entertainment. So make sure, your posts are really engaging, because it might be that you want them to follow you. That's the upsell. It could be you want them to upgrade their purchase. You might give them a killer deal and explain what that deal entails and tell them they can only get it here and now. Encourage them to upgrade, but don't be pushy. You don't want to be that greasy salesperson. So you can add urgency by maybe saying, you've got 3 days, but then there's a big counter at the top of your landing page with a countdown, and it creates that urgency. You really want people to try and decide to buy now. Basic access instructions. Sometimes we're really bad as entrepreneurs and business owners of not making sure that all of our copy and instructions are idiot proof, because we take for granted that we know everything. So confirm that the offer has gone through. Let them know what they can expect, all the steps, and give them an order number. So even for me, if any of you have signed up for the 5-day challenge, you'll see on the thank you page, it tells you exactly what to expect. You're going to get an email from us every day. Make sure you verify and accept emails from us so they don't get lost. It lists out everything that you need to do, because it's important for us that we want to make sure we're giving you clear instructions. Okay? Bridging the gap, explain what, they've just got, what they're a part of. Like there's a big, much larger whole team, whole products. Tell them what the next offer is. You don't want to be that pushy salesperson. There's nothing telling your prospect of what's about to come next, especially us women, we're control freaks. We like to know what's coming next. That's actually going to create trust. And you want to make sure you enhance what they've already got. So you're bridging a gap with what they might have and what maybe they can't afford. Maybe you'll give them a payment installment plan. Really think about how you can upsell and where you can upsell. Is it the opt-in? Is it once they've purchased? Where will you go in for the upselling? And you would put those stages into your funnel. Every business is going to be different. Okay? And then step 8, you want to create that return path. So give customers a reason to return again and again and again. This is like you've got married now and it's date night. So a return path is a way to increase the number of transactions per each customer. It's a way to encourage customers to come back to your brand again and again. So the return path that brings the customer or prospects back to you more frequently are email marketing. Remember, they're in your CRM list. You can architect emails so anybody that bought gets a specific email from you. Anybody that bought all your product range gets another email from you. Maybe someone's just bought 2 of your product range, they get another email. So your emails become very personalized. At all points, you should be trying to create trust and build relationships. So email marketing can be very powerful because you can send a series of program messages to your prospects depending on where they are in the funnel. So the message is very personal. Okay. The return path could be, exit offers. Um, maybe it's the end of, imagine if you were selling to mums that just had babies. Their babies are going to grow up sooner or later. So you might have an exit strategy, once that baby turns 1 and they're not so much a baby anymore. Okay. Or social media, that return path there, you've got a community. If you're engaging with them and you're building a thriving community, well, actually, you've got the opportunity to keep making sure that they buy for you through organic social media. Loyalty programs encourage people to buy from you again and again. Buy from us a certain amount of times, you'll get something free. Content marketing, constantly educating your audience and not just selling to them and giving them content of value of what's new, what's trending within your market sector. Outbound sales calls, the fact that you've got a number, it might be, you put something out and the response that you get means that you can be calling people to tell them about the other areas that you're selling because it's a hot lead. The return path could also be ad retargeting. If you're doing Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, LinkedIn, you name it, social media, paid marketing, actually what you can do is you can market people, and if they've opted into something and bought, you can actually retarget them to buy something new through an advert. Okay, so there's many, many different ways that you can get your customers who already bought for you to keep returning and coming back and making sure you're increasing those sales. So I know that I've got a number of questions coming through, and I know it's quite a lot of information to take on board. And trust me, I could talk about customer sales funnels forever and ever and ever. So think about your own funnel. If there's anything you're getting stuck on, like you think, well, how does that apply to my business that's business to business? How does that apply to my business that's manufacturing? How does that apply to my business that's SaaS software sold as services? Any questions you've got, please put them in the chat. Princess will pass them to me. I've got a number of questions I'm about to go and answer now, but keep them coming in. But in the meantime, I just want to tell you about our boot camp that is just making waves, and there's just so many women that are doing phenomenally well with it, and it's really got them up and running and being able to complete the task that we've gone through today with a lot more ease, for want of a better word. So, if you're unsure where to begin, you're feeling a bit overwhelmed, don't know where to begin, you don't know what your business needs the most, you're a bit lost and in the dark, it's not, your business isn't producing the results that you want, you don't understand your audience better than they know themselves, which some people will say, but I can't do that. That's my point. Yes, how well you need to know them. But if you're struggling with actually who is my audience, what do they stand for, who are they, and you're struggling with that, it can be very, again, overwhelming. If you tried everything on your own and nothing is seen to work, you're doing that half-built bridges, or you're trying different things and you're not getting the results you want, or you're struggling to sustain and boost your monthly revenue, you're not bringing in enough to either pay yourself, pay other people, and you're still putting money into your business because it's not making enough. I really would think about our online boot camp. It's absolutely life-changing. So it's a full day boot camp, but it's actually across a series of 3 days to make it more bite sized and manageable for you. So it's a few hours over 3 days, and the ultimate boot camp, it just empowers you. It makes you understand this is the type of thinking, mindset, and strategic planning that I'm going to have to do if I really want a 6 to 7 figure business. So it just delivers effective techniques throughout a series of masterclasses which all the big brands are using. So it really helps you to identify the right market, the winning product, and the perfect offer, and understand who your audience is, and even get you to understand how to write content, how to put a content strategy together. Because if you've identified the right market and you've got the correct audience, the rest actually flows like a musical. Okay? It really gets you to look at how to get more sales for your products and services using that 3-step profit accelerator of coming up with strategies to make sure you are increasing customers, you are increasing the transaction size, and you are increasing the frequency. Okay, it helps you to look at the proven methods. So I'll take you through case studies where you can see exactly what a digital sales funnel looks like and how successful it's been for a business. So you know this isn't just a myth. Okay, you know that this works. You know that this strategy has been done and proven over and over again. And also, sometimes when you see someone else do it or you see an example, it puts things into context for you and it gives you a much more clearer direction. There's loads of bonuses with it. There's an optimization guide. There's guides on how you develop your brand story, a lead magnet builder toolkit, an email list builder playbook, which is mega useful, and a product launch game. All of this stuff is from programs and masterminds. I've been on many masterminds with people that are well over 7 figures, been in the business for a long time, and it's how I've learned. I'm a part of Digital Marketeer, so I'm always making sure I'm educating myself around what's new, what works. We run an agency, so we run ad budgets for other clients. We build funnels for other clients. So, we build funnels for women in digital business. We know the obstacles that you're going to come across. So these bonuses, and when you see where it says what the value is, this isn't me trying to big it up or say, oh my God, this is the amount it is, how lucky are you. This is just being real on how much this information has charged me over the years. And actually, we're in 2023. Some of these prices have gone up massively. I see a lot of programming communities that don't offer value anymore, or they feel great, they feel like you're helping, but you're still not actually moving ahead. We pride ourselves in making sure that we deliver online training and coaching in a community that actually gets you ahead with strategies that work. So the online bootcamp, make sure that you take a look at it and you sign up for it. It's $27. That is literally just our admin to facilitate and bring you into the community and make sure that we can support you through doing it. I'm charged at $27 so you can empower yourself. I'm giving you the ability to be able to empower yourself because it is a no-brainer price. And for those of you that are even making money and trying to scale, it's going to take you back to some basics that you're going to think, right, for me to get ahead, I need to change and I need to do X. It's a huge eye-opener. The amount of businesses that I work with that haven't actually really mapped out a customer journey, and once they do it, they start to see all the areas that they were going in wrong in, all the areas they were trying to do too many things and weren't connecting with the customer. It's always such a big eye opener. It's always like oh my gosh, I can't believe I didn't see this, because we're entrepreneurs. We just jump in and get started. So use the QR code on the screen. Princess is going to put the link into the chat. Also with the Facebook group link. Princess, if you could put the link in the chat on YouTube and also on the Facebook group, that would be amazing. And you've got a QR code that you can link you to that page. So don't delay. I've dropped the price massively for you over the next few days so you can really enjoy the boot camp. And it's a starting point. Every business needs to do this as a starting point, because if you started already, which I know I have, it's just something you're going to have to go back and do. Right, so I look forward to seeing you inside the community for those of you that are going to be purchasing the boot camp. We'll be coming to you weekly, and within the Facebook group, you've got the opportunity to ask all the questions that you want to ask me, and I will answer them. So we got a number of questions from today, so let's get back to it. The first question says, for products like candles, how can we create a lead magnet in our packaging, for example, for new sales, reviews, or increased brand awareness? Excellent question. And because I sell candles, that question is going to be really close to home. So for a lead magnet, just to give you an example of one of the lead magnets that I used when we first launched that worked really well, it was the lead magnet, if my memory serves me correct, was along the lines of different smells can affect how successful you are. And we put together a lead magnet, a white paper on what smells bring out what emotions and can help you with health benefits, relaxation benefits that are all important for you to have the right frame of mind, to be able to be successful, zen and calm in life. And believe it or not, a lot of people signed up for that. Okay, so that was a lead magnet for that. So even if like you had a fashion business, you might put together a lead magnet that people can input all their data, and it tells them what shape they are, and then from that shape it tells them the best clothes that will flatter them and suit them. So think about the pains and challenges. Another lead magnet for the candles was the lighter, so you don't have to burn your hands off and you've got a proper candle lighter. So we gave away something free, and we did that in the packaging as well. But obviously once it's in the packaging, you're now on what's called the excitement stage of the customer journey. Obviously you've got their contact details, you've actually made a sale at this point. So putting something in the packaging is something to get them really excited. If you're like me and you're using Amazon, it now also means by putting into the packaging even a discount code, that's another thing we do, they'll order from you directly the next time and not through Amazon. Okay, so again, that's why getting in the head of your customer and the psychometrics is so important. So those are some of the examples of a lead magnet for candles, and some examples of what you could put in the packaging to get them to buy from you directly or make sure that they come back. Sometimes if it's September, I'll put cards in the packaging that are specifically for an extra 10% off for Black Friday, because a lot of people shop and they buy gifts for Christmas at that time. So again, know your customer, know your market sector. Second question we've got is, how do we balance online and offline lead magnet ideas? Brilliant question. We are in the digital age, and I feel like, for you to be innovative and for your business to have a good life cycle, you do need to bring it into digitalization. So it's about thinking to yourself, okay, what can I do that is digital for a lead magnet? But here and now, you might find you have a bricks and mortar business where you have a lot of passing trade, and actually a lead magnet can be perfect. So there's nothing wrong with having an offline lead magnet, but you'll still do something that gets their details and pushes them into your funnel. Does that make any sense? So let's say you had an offline, they came to a physical location. It could be a prize draw. You're going to need their name, number, and email address, which means after the offline transaction, for want of a better word, has taken place, you can still reach that customer digitally through email, through Messenger, through WhatsApp. So it doesn't always have to be online. If you've got a lot of traffic coming to you and you're in a physical location, I'm not saying to you, let's ignore the traffic and go and do everything online. No, well, actually, if you've got a stream of customers, what you want to be doing is making sure you're collecting their details so you can continue to communicate and converse with them and build an online community from your offline. Okay, hopefully that answers your question. But if something's work, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But think about, how can I still collect someone's details? Next question is, how do we drive customers to our website or drive customer loyalty if we sell through platforms like Etsy? So there's different ways. As an Amazon seller, you can still do paid traffic. The problem is you're not going to know much about your audience, just to let you know. What do I mean by that? So if I push traffic to Amazon, I notice my sales go up, but I don't know who it is. If I run an ad directly to customers themselves, they've now got a pixel. I can follow them around the internet, and obviously I can ask them for their email address if I do some type of lead magnet or opt-in page. If I'm driving traffic to Etsy or Amazon, I don't know who the customer is that buys from me. So I don't know how successful my campaign is. I've got to make sure I turn off all my other marketing. And if I'm running paid ads, I'm just running paid ads to an Amazon, eBay, or Etsy, because in that way I'll know that, okay, this budget works. The minute I've got other marketing campaigns running, I'm not 100% sure if it came from that ads campaign. I know with Amazon, if I turn ads on, my sales will always increase, but I don't know the types of customers that are buying from me. Because it's going to a marketplace website. So that's one way. Another way for you to drive customers to Amazon and Etsy is to really look at the algorithms of those sites. It's also about growing your email list as well, by the way. The good thing about an Etsy, Amazon, or eBay is that it's got that brand association. So you still need to collect your leads, even though you're selling on a marketplace, to be honest with you, because these marketplaces got millions of sellers. So without actual advertising and pushing traffic to the listing, it's hard to organically be seen. However, you can organically be doing things on social media with content marketing, maybe having your own blog, maybe having a podcast where you've got, just like I said, just one platform where you're driving people of that traffic onto that Etsy store. Okay, and again, there's nothing wrong with you building a list or having a lead magnet, but you might not have your own website or your own landing pages. You're pushing it straight to Etsy. The principle is still the same. And the next question is how to build a landing and upsell page for a service like tax services. Love that question. So if you was building a landing page or an upsell page for services like tax services, my thing is that you need to think about the pains and challenges of not sorting out your tax problems. Okay. So I've got a client that's all about retirement. So they try to target young people. So we will run campaigns like, find out how much you need to save from now so you can be a millionaire for retirement. Boom, they all sign up to get the paper. So think about your pain points, think about the challenges, think about what problems do people have with taxes. What does their life look like when that problem is solved? What's their challenge around it? Is it the fact that they can't trust tax advisors or accountants? Is it because the fee's too high? Is it because they don't like the fact they don't understand something? They feel like the person could be pulling the wool over their eyes? Is it their negative approach to the government and the taxes that have to be paid and they don't believe in it? You need to think about their belief system and really home into the psychometrics of the topic and find out what are their fears, what are their challenges, what are their pain points in regard to this. And then you need to create a landing page or a website that tackles that. You need to think about their objections to sales and be able to put together a landing page that covers all those objections to sell and maybe offers some type of free 15-minute consultation call so they can have a taster. The link for the bootcamp is now in the description, by the way. So make sure you get going. Make sure that you sign up. And one last question we've got time for. What time are we now? I think I've run over because I always do. It's 8 minutes past 8. I have. So the last question I'm going to pick is how do I get more followers on my business page? I'm presuming that might be LinkedIn because LinkedIn's got a business page, or it could be Facebook as well. But in terms of getting followers, if it's not paid traffic, it could be that you do go down the borrow traffic route, which is going into other communities and pushing people into your community. Being consistent with content. So, putting videos out, making sure that you're sharing them. Making sure that maybe you might put them in people's inboxes and tell them to come into your community. Again, you've got to have a really great valid reason. You want people to trust you. You don't want to be spamming people because that's the worst thing that you could do. So getting followers on your business page, if you're not going to go down the paid road, you can go down the community road of going into other people's communities and being able to draw them into your own business page. Events are a really great way to get business pages up as well by doing something weekly, whether it's online, it's in person, that gets people to have to keep coming back to your business page. Blogs, and when, say, if you was on LinkedIn, you might write a blog and say, what do you think, and name 10 people. The minute you tag them means that they're going to see it and they might comment, and then it starts to build traction. So if you're going to use organic social media, again, you don't want multiple platforms, but you need to be posting consistently. You need to be commenting on other people's posts. You need to invite people to comment on your posts. You need to get really active with community engagement. Community marketing is really, really key. The engagement part of the sales funnel is what really builds trust. Right. I hope you all enjoyed that. I'm really looking forward to seeing some of you in the community after you join the bootcamp. because once you're on the boot camp, you will get privileges of having Q&As with me and being able to ask me questions direct. So those of you that are taking up the boot camp offer, I look forward to seeing you. Those that aren't, I still look forward to seeing you. And those who are, I doubly look forward to seeing you next week. So for all of June, Digital Marketing Corner will be coming to you every single Wednesday at 7 p.m. It's been an absolute pleasure having you here with me today. There's been some fantastic questions. It's been a blast. We will have the recording up on YouTube, so make sure you subscribe, because then it will tell you when the video is ready for you to view. And if you haven't, make sure you join our Women in Digital Business Facebook group if you want to engage with us. And I look forward to seeing you in the community. Take care, everybody. Happy Wednesday.